It is my pleasure today to welcome you to this podcast platform. Thank you for sacrificing your time to listen in. I would love to know your thoughts on our podcast, so you are welcome to email me on support@leadingauthority.co.za. So today's podcast is entitled Attitude Matters. What a great topic. We all have great attitudes and bad attitudes, but that's what life is all about, and we need to work on ourselves. Winston Churchill once remarked, "Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference." You see, attitude is a powerful force. It shapes our experiences, it shapes our relationships, and the success that we experience. And I'm sure, just like me, you are wondering whether we have great attitudes or not. Well, in this podcast today, we are going to talk about how attitude matters. By definition, attitude is a state of mind or feeling and primarily works as a function of experience. Yes, attitude shapes our responses to life experiences. It influences our choices and determines our paths. Attitude has a profound impact on every individual and collective success that we experience. It emphasizes the role that we play in our personal development, our leadership, and our pursuit of happiness. So the big question is, who is the conductor of your attitude? Who controls your attitude? The truth is that you are in control of your own attitude. Every day, we have the choice to embrace an attitude for that day. So yes, we are in control of our attitudes. Our attitudes have tremendous power. A good attitude is essential for any success that we want to experience, because so much of how we view the world is rooted in that very same attitude that we choose. Let's look at a palette of crayons, because our attitude is like a palette of crayons. When we use bright colors, it lights up our lives, while the darker colors cast a bit of a shadow. So it can be your ally or your adversary, impacting your endeavors and determining whether you're going to have triumphs or setbacks. Your attitude can be your best friend, or your attitude can be your worst enemy. Your worst enemy wants you to fail, but your best friend has your best interest at heart. So you need to choose wisely the attitude that you want to embrace. Your attitude must work for you, not against you. There can only be limitless value in having a positive, empowered, and optimistic attitude. So our attitude is what influences all our actions. It is only the right attitude which will get you good results and the best results. In reality, when you have a bad attitude, you just end up having bad days. Think about the morning when you get up. If you get up with a bad attitude, the rest of your day ends up being bad. You end up taking it out on everyone and everything. Even the cat and the dog annoys you. So be the person that got up with the right attitude. You are born for something significant. You are born for something special. So make your thinking be different. Your attitude is what sets you apart from others. It's that same attitude that will make you or break you. Sometimes some people bring out the worst in us. You may be mentally offended, but before the offense allows you to create a bad attitude, you have to stop and remind yourself, do I want to have a bad day? Do I want a good day? The choice is mine. See, you can win the battle before the battle actually begins. Your thoughts stimulate your brain to make choices that will always project towards the outside feelings and beliefs that you have in you. So it's normal for your attitudes to reveal whether you are afraid, whether you are confident, whether you are depressed or encouraged, or just confidence in the midst of challenges that you face. Your attitude affects the failure or success of your actions. So be responsible. Take responsibility for your attitude. whether at home, your organization, or your business. Let me tell you the story of a man. His name was Viktor Frankl. He was imprisoned by the Germans during the Second World War. His attitude was, "The one thing that you cannot take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me." Despite enduring so many hardships orchestrated by the Germans, they discovered that while they could assail Frankl's physical state, they could never dismantle his resolve, his attitude, or his mind. Frankl strongly believed that one day he would walk out of the camp and live to share his story. He had lost his mother, he had lost his father, and he had lost his wife at the concentration camp. But he still had such a strong and great attitude. His hope, his resilient attitude, his shift in mindset all kept him alive, while others in the same condition despaired and perished. Frankl's experience underscored a crucial lesson for the whole world. Circumstances may strip away your possessions, your family, and your loved ones, but they can never confiscate your attitude, something that you alone have the power to choose. Charles Swindoll stated that life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. So you see, your attitude becomes the posture that you adopt. It is a mental lens through which the world is perceived. It shapes your outlook on the environment and on the future. Your attitude at the beginning of a challenge or a difficult situation will determine whether there will be a successful outcome. So you have to learn to adjust your attitude. Yes, you will certainly face challenges that will test you over and over as a person. But it is ultimately your attitude that will make all the difference in whether you are successful in tackling the challenge. Challenges can bring out the best and the worst in you. If the worst takes over, you got to stop. You got to remind yourself, hey, let me be quiet. Let me take 10 steps back. Let me see this thing unfold with the right attitude in me. You have to be constantly aware of the things that are around you, the things that influence you. You see, the things that influence you could be the environment, the books you read, the people you meet, online platforms that you engage in, and many other social media platforms. Hang around negative people, hang around social media negativity, and you will become negative. You will have a negative attitude. You become a conduit for negativity, for anger, frustration, and dissatisfaction. Let me tell you, you will find every reason to be unhappy. You will blame the world for your troubles. You will blame the world for all your issues. Your surroundings influence your thinking and your attitudes. So make it your duty to adopt the right attitude. See, having the right attitude determines how you perceive life. It determines your reactions to situations, whether the situation is positive or negative. Your attitude will always be a determining factor in whether you succeed or fail. Maintaining the right attitude, even in the face of adversity, can profoundly alter your perspective. When you look at any workforce or workplace, you will always find that employers who oversee smaller workforces, they place considerable emphasis on an employee's attitude when they make their decisions about retention or termination. Someone with a positive attitude is more valuable to the company, so they find reason to keep that person on, whether they are equally skilled as others or not. So where do you fit in? Are you part of the workforce that is negative, or are you part of the workforce that has a positive attitude? Take time to evaluate your own attitude. Does it uplift and inspire, or does it add to the burdens around you? Your life is a reflection of your attitude. By making small adjustments to your daily life and mindset, positive habits can be formed to make yourself and everyone that you interact with happier. So expand your mind and see greater possibilities in life. Let me tell you one thing. A positive attitude is something that goes deeper than just a smiling face and has an effect beyond that. Having a positive attitude makes your life broader and full of possibilities. Our attitudes shape the way we approach challenges, how we view opportunities, and how we interact with the world. Negative attitudes are like blinders. They narrow our focus and limit our ability to see any possibility in view. A positive attitude can only open our minds to opportunities, encourages creative thinking, and allows us to see the potential that others will see as obstacles. So having a positive attitude is like having a mental framework that perceives the world as a place full of possibilities. That doesn't mean that we have to ignore challenges or difficulties, but we face them with a constructive and optimistic mindset. As I end this podcast today, I want to remind you, if you want things to be different in your life, the number one thing you need to change is not your job, not your circumstances, not your environment, not your relationships, nor your income, but to change you, to change your attitude. See, change begins with you. Change the way you think. Your mind is a powerful thing. If you allow yourself to keep a positive state of mind, your attitude will follow suit. So stay inspired and hold on to a great and positive mindset. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, take care.